Okay. Let's leave it like that. So right while we wait for others, our cameras on. Are we on the road or? Oh, great. I can see Dr. Kofi Mensah. So your time in Accra now should be about 1:14, right, Dr. Mensah? Please, let's unmute. Let's get to meet. Let's get to meet. Can you hear my sound?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, excellent. So, okay, you you are Uloma. Please, can you just share? Let's get to meet you. Is your camera okay? Let's get to meet each other. Okay, I think this is 2:15, and normally this session was supposed to be a very brief one, and it was also an opportunity for us to get to meet properly, and we need to get to know that in this journey we have levels of the journey where first we need to, get to make that first time meeting, which is what we are trying to achieve by now. As of today, aside the WhatsApp chatting, which obviously will not give us that smooth or better communication opportunity for us to share any of our, make our communications as effectively as we have wished. This is actually an opportunity for us to get to meet one another, and I'm happy to have at least interacted with everyone, and I want to see how by today we should be able to give it. We need to actually activate our mentorship process, and that has to be done by you being available. And in the class of 10, we currently have just about 5 of you, and I still have the half of the class to join us. So before we just say or expect others to join us, let's get to meet Dr. Mensah. Dr. Mensah, can you just share one or two words with us about yourself?
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. A pharmacist by profession. Currently, I'm working in diagnostics in Ghana, and manufacturing company that produces diagnostic kits like pregnancy test kits, operations test kits, HIV, and others. So I'm working in this company as a medical associate. My business there is to create a positive brand for the company as well as help individuals.
Thank you. I think that is yeah. You've done quite well, and of course, as a pharmacist, you've started, but it's not over. So you clearly will see that the journey is it's almost like as if it's so far away, but you just get to do the bit and the best you can do at the time, of course, to improve the bottom line of your pharmaceutical organization for the benefit of mankind. Let's pick on Gifts or Tabo.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Amos.
Do we have the privilege of your camera?
I said something.
No problem. Okay, please, no problem. Please just go ahead. Go ahead, please. Just go ahead. Yes.
So I said my chemistry more early level and data marketing associate with one video. One video is agriculture, which in the state of Lagos. So I manage their things. I do, I get the emails, make content for one video. So it's quite really what I do.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay. We also have Desmond Dakura, and let's also know where you're joining from.
Okay, hello everyone. It's nice to be here. So I'm from Ghana. From the community. I hope you don't know find out. I think Nigeria we also have an there. So I think
Excellent. 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 Well done for what you do. That was Desmond Dakura. I think we heard from Uloma Oyekwe.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Norma Oyekwe. My profession. I have a foundation in office technology and management. And currently, I'm working as a marketing strategist with a population care center here in Lagos. More especially, I drive sales through campaigns and also help the business to grow. So, I'm also a product designer. I use it as part of my part-time work during the weekend. I'm a product designer, and I'm also an entrepreneur in the live and online venue. So that's about it for now.
The world is available for anything, anyone, and any opportunities. Well done there. Let's hear from Ito Lawrence. Yes.
Okay, my name is I currently work for Association to Nigeria. And Association
Excellent, excellent. Okay, your role is by first you are an accountant, so you have to help organizations in managing their books and all of that. So which is quite great. Okay, I wish we could hear more from the rest, but of course, perhaps in the group we've had that opportunity, but it wouldn't have been as better or what if we all were all here. First meeting me here because obviously I'm also with what I do, and I may not even know anything that Dr. Mensah does in pharmacy. The last of the words I could get were some keywords they bothered me with during my computer science days, and some of those stuff you get to hear about. So many some biological terms and some medical terms way back. That may be the last and all I heard about pharmacy, things in medical line and all of that. But then, I may just want to explore a bit about myself, what I do, so that at least you have an idea that whatever it is you do, maybe there's something you may want to know that could perhaps benefit you for what I've been for, how I've made myself, and what I am for, and what I still hope to do ahead. Because doing this is for me one of my passions. It's actually one of the, one of the hobbies. I've actually put myself more than 30 years, 25 years ago. And as it were, so I can wake up to talk with people because I've had the opportunity of doing so. And let me just share with you some journey of a typical mentor. Who is that mentor? That mentor may have just been someone. Of course, is that you, as a mentor, you need to have your key. You need to have there must be something that you must be doing. because if you really don't have one thing you do, and perhaps you are just proficient in English language and you speak so much English and you can tell people their sentences are wrong, and maybe that's about the only thing you can tell anyone, obviously people find fault in you because they wonder how you survive. Because I know today we're talking about jobs, and to be frank with you, we've had each and every one of you spoke about certain specialized jobs that you offer your organization, or if it were even in your own enterprise. These professional skills and careers are things you need to really bring about to improve the bottom line of that small business or larger one, depending on where you find yourself. Let me just see, let me just share a bit about myself, and we can just take it up from there. There's actually one session, I actually have formed an ecosystem that I want to just share with you what I do on that ecosystem. Permit me to share my screen. I'll look for one thing to share my screen for. What screen? Okay. Let's go here. I will just make reference to one of my projects that I feel might be relevant. I think I can do presentation here. Okay, I hear. So I'm trying to see if I can get the presentation screen up. I was just trying to first time today. It looks Google Meet is a low-end tool, and that's why I decided to try that. But then if we're not so lucky about it, I may want to revert to my Zoom subsequently. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So this platform is an educational platform yet to be launched. We'll be having the opportunity of launching next weekend. For some of you who may be interested to join that program. Let me just let me go to the about.
I don't know. I don't know if you see me, but you are breaking.
Come again, please. Sorry. I'm getting the sound rather.
I don't know if it's on my side or.
Okay. Is the view not okay? Can you see anything? My voice. Okay. Is it better? Is better now? Okay, sorry. I probably thought I was actually mixing it up with an earpiece. I've just removed it. Okay. So about what I do is actually something that I'm trying to confirm that perhaps many of us in diverse career may be missing. Sometimes, like what I do, because I'm into technology, particularly software development, you sometimes want to feel maybe technology is meant for computer science people, and I think the answer there might be no, because even today, perhaps everybody of any profession or diverse or course of discipline would actually can say that technology is now so important to him, even sometimes far more than computer scientists. Because I've played the role of the computer scientist way back. I've also gone into finance and banking. And the only thing I can say is that as a computer scientist, you are perhaps just put through the rigor. You know, you are just being put through the rigor of you learning the science of computations, the mathematics of analysis, the developments, and all of that. But then you will perhaps become more relevant to your environments, organizations, when maybe you can actually a bit shift out of that computer science content and begin to learn other things. And at that time, you can now begin to be more applicable. Because when you hear in computer science, they say application. Applications are those developments or solutions that are addressing one problem or another. So if as a computer scientist, you have not challenged yourself, you know, to have an area of specialization, you may realize that you almost be like a jack of all trades who have been tortured and suffered through the software engineering requirements of learning computer science. And then after everything, you may not just have any area of applying, you know, or of specially applying what you know. And this is why to the non-computer scientists, you almost have an edge because your career contents now become very important. Look at the medicine, look at pharmacy, you know, look at law, look at other things, you know, like for instance, like I have in here, engineering, nursing, accounting, people from architecture background, and itself, education, like we are one way or the other re-educating people today. Okay, pharmacy here noted history. That mean you have economics, you know, we have political science, you know, veterinary medicine. We have the environmental science, the fine arts, music, history, agriculture, anthropology, and so on and so forth. Marketing. We've had of the case of one of us here who is into marketing, and her vision is to ensure that the best that he or she does there offers a better bottom line for that organization. So everybody here, we are back on our toes to see how well we can take advantage of technology, you know, to refine, not things strange. Already we all know this, things that we went to school for. There are things we went to school for 4 years, 5 years for. You know, some of us have gone to school, we are out with a degree in one of these courses, and we are rather regretful. We feel these courses are not relevant. But believe you me, no one single course of all of this we can push aside to say it is not important in nation building. Everyone is a player. You understand? So that's why the concern is go back to all this set of people. People that read biology, they read chemistry, they read physics, mathematics, information technology, hospital management, and so on, tourism. You know, so much and so on and so on, can go on and on. All the engineering, the areas of education, even people into graphic designs are today re-challenged. You know, in interior design, library science, criminology, you know, film studies. You know, we've heard about the Nollywood. We've heard about what is it that it is in Ghana there. At least theirs too is also they have a wood, you know. But then you realize that some of those pioneers are currently now being challenged, and they are now being forced to reposition, to relearn, you know. So they're now relearning because they need to recreate the economies in each and every one of these. In fact, each of these careers are economies in themselves. And that is why we look at it as content economies. And in each of these, there is no area that is not relevant. So we need to go to busy to ensure advancements of technologies around the world and who we were, what mistakes that we made as we have read, and today we are looking for jobs. Must it always be about the job you want to look for? If that opportunity was that you needed to initiate something, because you see, the strength that you have to have enabled you to initiate something, an enterprise of your own, perhaps maybe it would have given you a greater strength. I'm not saying that if you're on a valued employment, you should leave the employment, but I do not see any reason why that should be like a forever thing for anyone. Archaeology, and so on, and so on, and so forth. So if I could just flip this forward and you're getting to meet who I have been and what I've made my own background, because like I said, I also went to school. I was also born with choices of careers to undergo. Sometimes you may feel like a point, so I want to be a doctor, some want to be a linguist, and so on and so forth. But guess what? Whatever comes for you at the end remains what you can say of yourself, and you can just try to see who you could be, the better you. So I think from here, for instance, I can just try to see how you can get into meeting me. I just characteristics of each and every one of you, so that experience, for instance, it's my goal for the information of I have an innovation ecosystem that I call Innovation Bed Africa, to ensure that youths can take charge of future digital economy concerns, especially given the current rough global survival terrain. You and I will know nothing is cheap. Nothing is no longer ever cheap. Is it in Nigeria? Is it in Ghana there? I'm also used to Ghana there because I used to have an office in Accra, in Adabraka. But then, going by global work of nature today, as a software company, I do not have to create an office one way or the other in many places, and I can work globally. I stay in Nigeria and I support the Stanbic Bank in your heights there in Accra on a daily basis. So every opportunity is just because today you are more opportune to offer services to different people, and that is why you can be in Nigeria, you can be in Accra, and you support anybody anywhere around the world. So these opportunities are just there, and the issue is that as a mentor, can you tell another person that this is possible? Yes, I can say this because this is a possibility. Next, you want to know what backgrounds I've been through? Education, entrepreneurship. I run my software company from day one. I don't think I've written an application letter I need a job ever in my life. I've never been used to looking for jobs because while in school, I've actually planned what I needed to do stepping out of school. So while in school, when you say project, what I did as project was almost something I needed to start my lifetime with. So the same software I use, it's designed to do my career back as projects way back in school, are the same things I'm still polishing up till today. So it is something that is doable, and every young man, every young woman has that ability to even do better today with the opportunities that we have around us. Am I speaking to someone? Please, can I just hear that I'm still there? Somebody still there? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I just needed that feedback so that as a background, it's not about you being showy. There is something you should always be known for. There should be something that should always be able to speak for you. So perhaps some of these attributes that you may have could be what may even be saving you in a rough economy. Oh, look at an economy where the only way you could survive could be by way of you knowing one politician or another. And I don't think I have to plug my life to that kind of terrain. I can't survive it. If I don't build a life that I make sure I can rule by way of what I can control and manage by my knowledge, you can't find me in a political gathering because there's nothing there for me, and I don't think I have one. So as someone who stands out, we can barely feel the environment has much for us, so we will do as much as we can to even provide for ourselves and the rest of us. And that is the whole essence of the passion some of us have seen in relating and even saying that, oh, we want to run things for other people to benefit, because we know that it's a common decimal. Now, the I call Innovation Bed Africa is around driving digital transformation to you, the pharmacist, to you, the doctor, to you, whoever you are, the trader. Have you imagined that there in Nigeria here, they are still there at the lowest ebb of the economies, and we fix them, help them with the government. It takes you to think better than yourself, to think outside of what you think should be only be for you, that it is your strengths, it is your ability that could help some people in the society. You know, and you can imagine how these taxis started, the hailing taxis. When you have Bolt in Nigeria. I'm sure you also have, of course, there's Bolt in Accra. But before then, you'll be having some of these buses or some of these cars in some remote places or particular regions that you have to leave your homes to go to the taxi park to tell the taxi man, please take me from one place to another. But today, you are actually calling those taxis from your homes. So you can imagine that some particular population of people, because of the fact that they were breadwinners and drivers of some of those old, like in Lagos, we call them Kabu Kabu. I think in Accra, you will also have a name for them. So that this set of people who at that point couldn't even know what technology was all about, didn't even know there was going to be anything to hurt their living. And the society was also quiet. But you see, for some of us, we actually had to engage different people along those people at that time to begin to prepare their minds as to what was going to happen to them. There were already people who were already available to be speaking with those taxi drivers, to be telling them that in so time they should be expecting this, in so time they should be expecting this. And to be frank with you, to some of them that were helped till today, they are thankful, because they were some of those people who may have learned from what was to happen and prepare much better than those who didn't even got prepared at all. So that was the spirit of mentorship, you know. And for the benefits of what you have gotten today under the courtesy, the Mastercard Foundation, it's not just out of place, and it's a great thing that they are even thinking of doing this kind of a thing to give you such a platform of people who can be talking to you from one moment or the other, you sharing one problem of what you are doing with one person or the other that hasn't been able to assist you. And it is not just like the current, you see, there's a new dangerous dimension that you see among very young people today. What do they do? Because they hear certification. This dangerous trend is that they go online for 1 hour, 2 hours or more. They just read for whatever crooked means or whatever it is, and at the end of the day, they download a certification and they pile up certifications that runs into dozens, feeling that the more of them, they get a job. It's no longer that way. There's nothing like that any longer. If it was not that you went through that certification, which is even free online, and you made sure that you understood what was shown to you, and you can practicalize those things in a manner that you give a meaning, and you can immediately begin to practice using those things, the better it could be than the certification that you downloaded, because we are downloading under the understanding that you think when you download it will get you a job. You have the job content already. So why did you go through all those things? Well, just like having spent 4 or 5 years in the university and you stepped out, you are seeking for a job, the job that you never created. So I think this is the kind of that paradigm that is now before each and every one of us. You know? So then you now look at, if we pick you, what have you done? What achievements have you even had? At least some of mine, for instance, I can share that in the Nigerian market, as well as other countries' capital markets, I have contributed. I innovated, one of the capital market software that is actually currently has served the Nigerian capital market and Ghana for more than 25 years. I mean, if my software was not good enough, it is what the Indians are doing all over the world. They of course come over here and display anything African and products. Guess what? We have what we feel Africa was best known for. And if anybody is to give us that competition, you obviously have to pay your dues. And it must just be that there's something good that we are doing that maybe it could be the reason why we are not out of business, for instance, because my oldest customer could be almost 23, 24, 27 years old. Yes, from 1997. In Accra there, Stanbic Heights has been on my software for almost 15 years. So if I do not face that product, refine it, make sure it's on top, look for new ideas. No software is perfect. If anybody tells you a software is complete, the person is telling you a lie. And that is why today, Microsoft has not even finished its Microsoft products. They're still releasing versions. I don't know whether you're aware of this. So the world in itself is never perfect. It takes the next information for you to create a new product. And that's it. Global collaborations. On the partnership with the UN World Summit Award as the national expert for Nigeria, I have the opportunity of relating with as many youths all over. And we engage them, show them what to do, innovate. And after all that, we present their cases, we present their projects to the world. And I can share you that so that the world will know that even from this part of the world, we are not lazy. There are some people who are great innovators. Some people are thinking out of the box. We will see pharmacy people who are coming up with more ideas. Look at Dr. Mesa there, into pharmacy, and you relate and work with data that can actually improve your business. So today, data is almost like the oil that Africa is here to identify with. So if we recommend to you, for instance, that data analytics, data science is critical, and this might be one of the areas that could help your work, please don't joke with it, because these are areas that you can really leverage and begin to do wonderful things in that organization. Okay? So, additional recognition, of course, when you do things, people obviously recognize what you do, and that wouldn't be to just make a lot of noise about. Mentorship philosophy, guiding principle, the mentorship goal, and the whole idea is to groom future leaders who will drive digital transformation and all of that. And there's so much other things that we can be looking for in the space of in the space of mentorship, mentorship as it were. Okay. So I perhaps may just want to stop presenting. Let me just stop presenting. So it's just to let us know that forever, whatever it is that you do, the you is very important. And the properties that the you must have: credibility, the name should speak for you, and the effort to do that, the effort that you even put in to achieving some of this might not be very easy. But then we talk about, midnight candles. Many of us have burnt all of that. Today, things are even a lot better. You may not even need midnight candles, that people are leisurely reading, leisurely, taking education. And that is because there are several mediums by which some of these things can come. You can actually lie down and begin to read. You can lie down and begin to read, and there will be some form of energy to give you the light that many of us in the past never had. There are means and many sources of energy that can give you such, you know, ambience that you'll be able to promote yourself and all of that. And I think this is about one, as a mentor. For me, I'm not just coming because I have to go read something. I'm just coming because I know you are doing something, and there's perhaps one question you may want to ask in one particular area, and based on what I know, I may just offer you. And please don't think as I'm offering you that I'll be giving you the same content as may be coming from Dr. Mensah, who is an opportune pharmacist, for instance, or the big time engineer who is a medical doctor or medical engineer who will be telling you things around engineering and things like that. But you see, in life, there's a balancing factor. Technology will come to give us our best next big things. And by this, it's very easy for us to look at how we become a lot more resilient in what we know. And that may give you the background, what even protects you. Now, as a software person, what are my threats? Employment. I'm employing people, they will come work under me, and even to employ, we stand to face the risk of employment in itself, because we are attacked by virtue of people who come in and they do not respect the quality, or rather, they do not respect what value is attached to our intellectual property. So some people, even by way of employment, just comes in and we get pirated. I have suffered it before, and you know what? It cost me almost 4.5 years to recover. And some of this experience, some of this experience goes a long way to know that who are you? How could you survive such a shock? And that we can now begin to tell you that for everything you do, if you do not consider learning about international standards, things that gives you corporate governance ethics, it may be difficult for you to know how you operate in a manner that you can mutually coexist with one person or another in a very meaningful and in a very resilient and successful manner, as a businessman, as a businesswoman, or even as a career girl or a career man, and so on and so forth. I think maybe this might just be the bit from my end, and I'm sure so much later. Let me just hear from any one of you. Your reactions?
Thank you very much for sharing. That was really valuable. I think I'm not going to share from what you just shared. I think one of the things that I'm struggling about the person is learning how to properly use my personal brand.
You need it.
Not really, not really doing what I'm doing for someone person, or just getting to reach something from my person. Thank you for sharing that.
That's okay. Thank you. Okay, doctor.
Great. I'm actually impressed by the things you are doing. I'm actually very much passionate about technology and especially application technology, because it's very important, especially for Africa, where we have no such constraints. In my eye technologies are very necessary in genomic diagnostic difficulties that we face every day. So I really want to take some time to talk about some of the advantages of your platform. Currently, I'm also trying to explore how I could use my technology as a clinical marketer using AI technologies for applications. So I'm really impressed. Thank you for sharing that. And then I also love the parts where you spoke about credibility. yeah, I think going on, I'll have to learn a lot more from you how to build, a very good one to progress faster in my career. Thank you.
Thank you so very much there. Desmond, was there anything relevant, useful?
Yeah, so the part when you said most software companies, and also push us that we also know companies and we can keep improving everything.
In fact, not even by operation. Don't let a white man tell you you are incomplete because you're African. They too are never complete. And like I told you, Microsoft is not complete as we speak. So, Lawrence, how do you feel?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, yeah, you talked about a central focus that you might not be able to give knowledge relative to what you practice. But the mentorship platform is just like a central focus of discussing specific soft skills that could aid in our respective careers.
Okay, that's really you see this feedback goes a long way. Like the last time, let's even talk about our pre-mentorship survey. I took that data and I was to fly with him, and I'm doing some analysis on them. If you've sent me everything, I'm actually doing a feedback that you're going to get on all those things, and I plan to even automate all those feedbacks because there's nothing artificial intelligence cannot do for everyone. And whatever outcome, I'll share them individually to you too. But then that was why it was important that when we take up a session like this, it's not cast in stone. It's just one very rare opportunity. Like you find me seated here, maybe once in a while, some of the chats people, I'm chatting them out of a code. I became 60 this year, but you see, there's something about certain jobs very difficult for you to retire from them. You know, once a programmer, you say there's certain jobs you don't quit, you know, because everybody here is a programmer. Quite frankly, everybody here is a programmer. What does programming means? The word software in itself comes from, you know, you having to solve problems using a particular computer language. We all know there are many computer languages. So when people do computer science, they are going to learn the different languages. And even what they taught, many of them may have been taught in school. When they get into the labor market, they never even see those languages being taught in school in practice in the labor market. So they have to, on their own, learn how to now, you know, communicate in the new programming languages. And why I said everybody here is a programmer is that you have a basic career, a baseline career. Once you know that, the next is you even know how to solve problems. Obviously, you know how to solve your problems, but now using technology, to now use technology, you now need to learn that little thing called programming language. Once you can learn the syntax of how to do one thing or the other, you are better placed to solve your developmental problems. And this is why we have seen career conflict when sometimes a professional medical students, I've had a lot of them. You know, there are so many winners of the UN World Summit Awards, products and producers. They have come up with medical solutions that are solving several problems in the economy. And but then you realize that because they came from the medical background and they have to perhaps relate with the technology people, there's something called intellectual property, like I spoke about the last time. You are not protected in these partnerships. You are not protected in these relationships. So as a result of this, you have poured out all you know to the next person who perhaps has taken everything, and by the time the project and product is over, you may not even know when the entire thing is being available, and perhaps you'll be seeing that the product is now being traded on the national television somewhere, perhaps in a different name. But then these were content that you have provided. But that is why, as that professional, your content and your content development using IT to doing them and for yourself will give you a better confidence that you can truly be the who and what you want to create or innovate in the real sense. So IT really and technology shouldn't be too far from any career person, obviously. You spoke about marketing, digital marketing, that you said in my program we have someone that actually is going to delve, and though it's not a session for a lot of talk. In fact, all my special guests, I give them just 2-3 minutes to talk. I would not want anyone to just make it a speechy day, but then the program for the entire thing will be open. This program will be open for as many undergraduates as possible across Africa, and we're trying to ensure and see how this can be free for as many of them as possible. Don't forget, I said I don't have a government, and government will be the last people to share this with. And I don't expect magic, so I don't even start there at all. I know if I want to get onto that journey, it might be. Uh, I just know I'm just wasting my time. So I know I've come so far not to want to waste my time, and I know where and what circles to drive my programs with. Government watch what I do from afar, and they can clap or not, but quite frankly, I remain a private human being, and a very confident one at that, and that is the confidence I want everyone to begin to build, because that brings the next food on your table. That gives you the next idea. That gives you the confidence of you thinking of even the good things that you want to do for your life, and that is about the only social assurance you can ever give to yourself. As I normally would not want to go beyond our programs, let's just get a closing thought. And why would you think? Because, okay, like in this session, I want us to actually get group leadership, so that maybe if you just permit me, the rest of the house, if I might just handpick, right? If I may just handpick, maybe subsequently we can be changing this maybe after a month or thereabout, and what have you. Okay, Gifty, any message? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I know. Okay, saying so. But then I'm just trying to see how I can wrap this up by choosing house leadership. I would want to actually pick one leader and a deputy. And can I just confirm today that I want to pick Dr. Kofi to you be the head, my group head, and let me pick on Gifty as my deputy group head, and we'll share some more responsibilities going forward, because like the kind of scenario we had today where we had 10 people in the group and just 5 is attending may not be too okay, and if they had excuses they ought to have given us this excuse before now. And I think we need to ensure that we make sure that we keep that discipline and the level of seriousness as much as we can, especially today that we have had the opportunity of meeting, so that this meeting is wrapping up any moment, so that I don't take further time. I need your closing remarks. Now, head of house, I'll call you Dr. Kofi, and Gift Otabo, deputy head of house. So please give your closing remarks, Dr. Kofi, head of house.
Mr. Amos, we are very grateful for your time. It's actually, I don't think I don't understand leadership. Okay, personally, I want to express this level of interaction from where we go. I'm very grateful. I know that hopefully we will become another person. I'm really proud.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Deputy head of house.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be deputy. I would thank you for sharing this sort of insights with us. It's really a session.
Right.
I can never going to all blending as time goes on. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you all. And if we could have a photograph, would have been nicer. Why I asked for uh, cameras on. If we could just do that for 1 minute.
As in everyone, or because me personally, my camera is not working. So
Not at all. Okay, so we'll just do the best we can. So, head of house, deputy, can you take photograph?
Yes, sir, I just done.
You just done that. Excellent, excellent. So the best we have there, we'll just share. Thank you so much, and have a pleasant weekend. Okay.